you're not losing your mind.
Okay.
Hello, hello. How's everyone doing today? Hi, Jen. So glad to see everyone. Jen, how about a card read? Hi, Wander with Soul. Hi, Lisa. I want to thank everyone who is sharing my live. I so appreciate you. All right, Miss Jen, how about a card read? I don't think I've given you a card reading in a while. Here we go.
Hello.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Yeah.
Good. When do you go back to the doctor?
Not until November 3rd.
Oh, that seems like a long time to me.
It does. So it's kind of making me anxious because I'm like, we got the positive now just to wait to confirm.
Right. I would have thought they would have sent you back because I know that you checked one day and your numbers were doubling, right?
Yep.
And so I thought they would bring you back again just to make sure, but they don't do it that way.
Nope, apparently not.
Well, tell them that other people are very curious and we are concerned and we want to know.
Right?
We need that confirmation.
I know. November 3rd is a long time to wait.
I know, and especially someone who's been through it the way you have, just to give that mama the confirmation of what's going on.
Yep, exactly.
November 3rd. Okay. Well, let's do a card read. Do you have a specific question or do you want to just general read?
I would say probably around the situation. Is everything going to work out?
Okay, very good. Ah, yes, lots of positive cards going on here. Okay. So you've seen me read before. I don't know if you remember much about the tarot deck. There's the major arcana and the minor arcana. Major arcana just brings bigger energy into the situation. And so you're starting off with 3 major arcana cards, and they're both very positive. The first one is the Star. It's about hope, and look how happy that card is. It's just about calmness of the situation. Everything is going as it should. There's a lot of it's a very good, the definition of this card is actually good omen. That is the definition of the Star card.
Okay.
Then we're coming up on the Temperance. And the Temperance card is about the same. You see, both of these cards have a lot of peace and harmony about them. They're coming at it a little bit different. The Star card is about hope and calm and good omen. That's the basic definition of this card. Then you move on to Temperance, and it's really about balance. It's still a very good omen. It's still a very positive card. It's about finding balance and moderation and patience. So if I had one word to describe this card, it would be patience. My words for this one would be good omen. What is that noise? Dee, are you doing something? Oh, you're typing? Hold on, let me turn Dee down. She's over here typing away, and she's on my other thing, and it's very loud. I can hear you clicking, Dee. I don't usually have her that loud, but okay, there we go. Now, the next card, again, very positive card. It's the Justice card. It's about fairness and equality. This just to me is about you're really getting the fairness of the situation. Not that I'm saying that life is fair, so no one out there that's listening to me, don't think that I'm saying that. But you're getting, your patience is being rewarded. You've had a lot of faith. The Star card, the Temperance card is also about faith. You've had a lot of faith and it's being rewarded. You have, it's really about cause and effect. You persevered. And so we're ending with an 8 of Wands card. The 8 of Wands card is about a lot of fast action going on. So this to me really signifies where you are right now. Like right now you are in this waiting period, right? Yeah. Until November 3rd. And after that, it's just going to go really fast. The energy is just going to start moving really fast. These are very positive cards. I just pulled another one just because I wanted to see where, I wanted to see it continue. And the card after that is, it's confirming the situation you're in. The next card is a Knight of Pentacles, which is really about hard work and productivity. And you have worked extremely hard to be where you are and to have going on in your life where you are. And Jen, I can't tell you how proud I am of you for just the faith you held and the perseverance, and you kept your eye on the goal and you did not deviate.
Yeah.
I'm not saying you didn't feel like you got your teeth kicked in a couple of times.
Right.
I know you felt like that.
Yes, definitely did.
But you kept going. And so after the King of Pentacles, we have, which I think is a funny one, but it so is a beautiful representation of motherhood. Not according to the tarot, but according to Christy, is the Fool card. Like, you're starting off on this beautiful journey, having no idea what the hell you're doing, but you have everything you need. You have everything you need to start this journey. You're going, it's new beginnings, optimism, possibilities, like just a beautiful representation of motherhood.
Awesome.
So I would say this is a beautiful reading. And I will tell you that as I turn to read cards, I'm looking at D on my iPad. And so when you said you wanted confirmation of this situation, she was shaking her head yes with a big smile, like, yeah, it's going to go well.
Oh, that's great. That's great.
Thank you for letting us kick off our live with you today, Jen, with such a beautiful reading. Great energy.
Thank you.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, so for everyone watching, Jen, that was just a beautiful reading for Jen, and she just has been a wonderful example of, I don't know if y'all heard what I was telling her, but she's been going through some things, and she's kind of getting to the positive end of it. And during this journey, I said, she kept her faith and she kept her eye on the goal. And it's not like she didn't feel like she got her teeth kicked in. And she's like, oh yeah, I did. I mean, how many of us have been on journeys like that where we just feel like, what the hell? I mean, I just feel like can't get my, the hits just keep on coming. And if you were on my live Sunday or in the Divine Collective Sunday when I did the group read, I was talking about that. People think that I'm all love and light, and I really am, but sometimes I am shocked by people's meanness, right? And something, I just felt like I had gotten more meanness out of this one person in my life than, the only other person that has ever been that mean is my mother, and that is saying a lot. And so I thought I had possibly gotten on the meanness from this person I could possibly stomach. And now we're coming back for round two. And it's just the vindictiveness and meanness out of people sometimes shocks me. And so that happened right before I went live on Sunday. And I also had a Divine Collective group. And, I sat for a moment and it's like, and this is funny, the things that go through our head. Do I need to be more mean? I don't even know how to do that. I don't know how to be mean. Like, even if we had a meanness competition, Christy would lose. I truly don't understand it. I don't understand meanness. Now, can I retaliate? Can I yell back at someone or get angry? Of course. But vindictive meanness, I don't understand. I am not good at. And so if I'm ever in a battle where that is required, I will lose. So even though I was asking myself, do I need to be more mean? I don't know how. I do not know how to be vindictive and mean. I could sick my husband on him. But that's probably a little bit different. He can really bring it. I'm usually the one calming him down. So that is never the right answer, is the moral of the story. You just get up and keep moving forward in the vibration in which you know how. And try to navigate those waters as best you can and pull yourself away from that vindictive energy. I'm about to give up a very big piece of work that I did and worked on and poured more heart and soul into, just because nothing is worth my peace. Nothing is worth my peace. All right, Sissy, I haven't given you a card read in a long time. How about Miss Sissy? Let's do the Sissy is not allowing me, which you must have a private account, Sissy. It's not letting me ask you to go live, so request to go live with me. Miss Sissy. Oh, there we go. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing really well. So, do you want a certain question answered or do you want a general read?
We'll go general.
Okay, very good. I'm feeling a lot of activity in your life right now, so it'll be interesting to see what these cards say.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of activity going on for sure.
Very interesting. Though you saw me shuffling when I was shuffling the entire time I was talking to you. A lot of the same cards came up that came up for in the last reading, except they came up in a different order and they have different energy behind them. The first card is the Star card. It is one of hope and faith and purpose. It's very positive. And this is what I was saying, that I feel a lot of activity in your life. Like I feel this very positive energy around you and positive things happen, but then I also feel the turbulence of something over here that's a little bit uncontrollable. So, but first and foremost, we have the Star card, which is very positive. It's really about the peace and really sitting with the calm of the moment. Good morning or good afternoon, Virginia, baby love. And we have the next is the Knight of Pentacles, which is about hard work paying off. So you've been working really hard towards something and that is about to pay off. Do you know what they're talking about, Sissy?
My mental health.
Yeah. I can feel
Yep.
you really turning a corner with that. Can you feel it?
Oh yes. Oh yes. I've come a long, long way.
Yes, you have. And then the next card is Temperance, which is really about balance and harmony. So, yeah, like I said, it was the same energies that from the last one, but they're coming at it differently. Where Jen had been fighting a completely different battle, yours was one you were fighting it nonetheless of just bringing this peace and calm into your life and knowing that your hard work is paying off. Now, this Fool card is representation of you about to start a new journey, and it doesn't feel like that you're starting a new journey in physicalness, like it doesn't feel like
Okay.
physically starting a new journey. It feels like you're mentally starting a new journey, like you have really turned the corner and you're mentally just a different person than you used to be.
Yes, I am. I'm trying anyways.
You're doing a good job. I remember you first being on some of my lives and talking to you, and then some of our first appointments, and you have come just such a long, long way. You've really fought for it.
Thank
Um,
you.
the next card is the Justice card, which is about having balance in the cause and effect. And this is one that I was talking with Jen about. It's a sign that your hard work is paying off.
Okay.
It's not always about, it's about justice and fairness. And sometimes, but you have to think about it. It's not the justice and fairness that's in our head. It's the justice and fairness of the universal law of cause and
Correct.
effect, right?
Correct.
And I feel like that you have really worked your way through that and you've gotten to the other side of it. The next card is the King of Swords, which is the King of Swords is really about your head over your heart and being disciplined. And it's a reminder to not let your emotions run away with you and to make sure you're staying disciplined for your mental health. Once you have come such a long way with your mental health, you can't give up. You can't let your foot off the pedal. You have to keep charging forward. Does that make sense to you?
It does. It's a work in progress for sure.
For sure. The last card I have is, again, I was like, okay, I'm going to pull one more card to kind of end this with. It's a very positive card. It's the World card. It's a sign of completion and accomplishment and wholeness. It's just a beautiful reading overall, Sissy. It just speaks some volumes about this journey that you've been on and how far you've come.
Thank you. Thank you.
Of course. Well, thank you. Thank you for being on my live today.
Good to see you again, Christy.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
It's so fun to, like some of the people I'm reading today, it's funny that, some of the people that I've read today are people that have been with me for a while. They've been on my lives for a long time. Some of them are in my Divine Collective. Some of them have had, one-on-one appointments with me off and on. And so it's so rewarding when you feel like you've been holding space for people and you've been holding energy for them and you think about them off of your lives because they're on your lives so much. They're really interacting a lot. They're making appointments. They're showing up in your Divine Collective. And then so you think about them. You think about them outside of work. And, it's just so beautiful to see. It just feels like everyone is moving positive and on a in a positive realm. So certainly information that I needed today. I told you that I'm about to give up on a huge body of work that was mine just to keep my peace. So, it's always like a punch in the gut when you get to that point. But you know what? Your peace is priceless and I can create a new body of work. All right. I want to thank everyone who is... Oh, great, Miss Jess. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. I so appreciate you. All right, Miss Jess, we'll read you next. She has been around for a while. This is like an oldie but goldie.
Hello there.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing very well. Real quick, I just want to address, Brittany says peace is priceless. Yes, it is. And that's why I said I'm about to give up a whole body of work to protect my peace, and I don't even care. I can make it more. So would you like a general read today, or would you like a certain question answered?
General's fine.
Okay, very good. Let me shuffle these cards until it says to stop. Right there. It says stop. Gotcha. Oh, my favorite card just came up, which is the Strength card. The Strength card is, what I love this card is that it's that calm strength. It's not about, brute strength. It's about calm. It's about courage. That subtle power that you have when you just hold your boundaries. That's what this Strength card represents. And so it's telling me that you have been holding your boundaries. You've really been exhibiting a lot of inner strength and focus on some things you want to accomplish in your life. You are starting some new relationships when it comes, some surprising new relationships. Do you know what that is regards to?
I don't. No.
Okay, very good. I didn't think so. That's the reason I was going to explain it to you more. The Page of Cups. So the page is starting something new, kind of naive, very happy. And Cups is about relationships. It's not usually about romantic relationships, as I don't feel like it is in this regard. It feels like it's going to be people coming around you that are happy surprises, like people that you didn't expect you were going to be close to. You find that you actually have something in common with them. I see you moving into a group of people and you're kind of hesitant. But then you realize you actually have a lot in common with some of these people, even if you look on the outside, you didn't. And that is further confirmed by the next card, which is the Ace of Cups, which is also new beginnings in relationships. It's just kind of the sign for this card can be a new baby. I don't think that's you, but I was like, yeah, no. Because sometimes you see.
Thank God.
It's about a new baby. So I leaned into it. Nope, I don't feel that.
I'm hoping it is my husband's brother.
Oh, that could be right. Because I was wondering why that even entered my mind. Because usually it doesn't enter my mind unless it has something to do with the reading, right? And so I said, oh, Ace of Cups can be about a new baby, but no, Jess isn't having a new baby, so that's probably wrong. That it would make sense. The Page of Cups is new relationship, curiosity, sensitivity, new hope. That was that first card, and then the Ace of Cups right on the back can be about a new baby, so that would make sense. I love that. The last card here is the Hierophant card, which is about traditions, and I think it's more confirming what you just asked about. Hopefully it's your husband's brother, because it's traditions, it's institutions, it's about families carrying on. Now, is your sister-in-law trying to get pregnant?
I think so. They're pretty quiet about it, but we think so.
I just asked, I was pulling more cards just to see what it had to say about it. Yeah, and the next card is a lover's card, which is again about moving into a new relationship with someone. And it's not always about your spouse or a partner. Sometimes it's about, and it would make sense, moving into a new relationship. If someone in your family is having a baby, they're moving into a new way of being on this planet. And so it would change your relationship with them. Now, they are warning me that there's going to be some challenges coming up from where you that you're going to really have to defend yourself and kind of your stance on this planet. So that's something to be aware of. And it feels like it has to do with your work. Do you work, Jess?
Yes.
Yeah. I didn't think you did, but the next card, I was like, okay, where is she going to have these challenges? And it was a Pentacles card, which is about work.
Okay.
How's that been going for you, work?
It's going okay. I mean, I don't love it. I don't hate it. It's okay.
Mhm. Yeah, it feels like that there's going to be definitely some time where there's going to be some challenging times and you're going to have to persevere. And, you know, I just keep seeing you defending yourself, defending your work, defending your stance, defending something that you did.
Okay.
And it feels like it's ungrounded, like you don't even know where it's coming from. Like you're being blindsided with it. You're like, I don't even know what you people are talking about.
Okay.
In the end, though, you are going to come out on the positive side of that. Just make sure you set your boundaries clear.
Okay. I will.
All right. Thank you, Jess.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live today. I appreciate everyone being here. Wander with Soul has a question about love. Let's answer that with some cards. We're going to answer this love question with some cards.
Hi.
How are you? Stella, right?
Yes.
Yes. The second you pop up there, I always remember that beautiful face. All right. What's your question about love?
So in a couple weeks ago, I got a reading from you, and you said I met someone. Like I got the Two of Cups, and I don't know who it is, or if I've really met someone.
Okay, so you want to know if you're going to meet someone, if you have met someone.
Yeah.
Very interesting. Okay. So the first card we have here, you read cards too, don't you, Miss Stella?
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good. The first card we have here is the Star card, which, as you know, is very positive. It's about keeping the faith, being balanced, making sure that you are, you know, I know when you read cards, it's intuitive, and I'm just seeing you making sure you're keeping your feet on both sides of the world, like making sure you're staying grounded, but making sure you're not forgetting your spirituality. And I asked why this card is a reminder of that, and I'm hearing that sometimes you can overdo it one way or the other. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, definitely.
And so this card is just really a reminder to keep balanced in that. The next card is the Justice card, which is really about equality and cause and effect. And I'm feeling it is related to, I'm seeing someone slipping through your fingers. Like, it's like, what is this cause and effect? Have you recently noticed yourself leveling up, Stella, and energy-wise? Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yes. So for everyone watching, sometimes we can, like if we change vibrations, we can change timelines. And Stella I didn't realize it until I was reading the cards. I was like, what is this Justice card talking about here? And I was seeing cause and effect, and they showed me Stella leapfrogging through vibrations, which means that and that's why it was the Star card started out with, yeah, you have to make sure you're staying grounded in both sides, because you're leapfrogging timelines so quickly, it's going to throw you off kilter if you don't make sure you're grounded. Have you been feeling lightheaded a little bit?
Actually, yes, it's so crazy. And I have to walk. Like, that's the only way I can get grounded is I have to walk a lot a day.
Yes. It's because you've been just powering through timelines like crazy. And I was like, oh man, this girl has been lightheaded, and good for you for walking instead of going and grabbing a snack. For everyone watching, food is very grounding. And so sometimes I'll find myself when I'm feeling ungrounded going and grabbing a snack instead of doing what Stella did, which is walk, which is what I should do. So good for you. The next card is a Knight of Pentacles. It's really about hard work paying off, being in a routine, responsibility, and I see you shouldering that responsibility of not only work, but also I'm just really hearing again, making sure you're staying balanced and you are not leaning one way or the other, that you are being analytical about a situation. Now, that's unusual for me to say because usually I'm all about lean into your intuition. Trust yourself, lean into your intuition. But these cards the whole story has been about making sure you are straddling both worlds because you're leapfrogging on these timelines so much. I was like, okay, we haven't answered my question. I'm still not answering my question. The next card we have up is Temperance, which again is more about having that moderation and purpose. You have a job outside of the spiritual realm, right? You have like an office job or something?
Yeah, I have I'm in fundraising.
Yes. There's going to be a lot of fast-moving energy around that job coming up. And I'm seeing you like strapping on so that you can make sure that I'm here, put your seatbelt on because it's about to get really bumpy. Not in a bad way, just in a busy way.
Okay.
You're about to get very busy with that. And so then I'm seeing a World card, which is a completion. So then we must be going to get into, there's the Fool card. There we go. Well, I don't like that. Okay. So I was getting the World card, which is about completion. And it does feel like you're coming to an end of kind of a cycle in your life. This leapfrogging of timelines, I'm feeling is going to end around the holidays. It's going to kind of settle down for you some, and you're going to kind of level out. Not that you're going to stay there forever, but it's going to give you a moment to kind of reground and reacclimate to all these timelines that you've leapfrogged through. And then it makes sense because the card right after that is the Fool card, which is starting new beginnings. Now, this new beginning card, I want you to be very careful of. So after the first of the year, after you've kind of settled down, all this energy through the end of the year has dissipated, and you start things in the beginning of next year, I want you to be very careful.
Okay.
Because after the Fool card is the 10 of Swords and then the 5 of Cups, which is really about painful endings and regret. So if you have a relationship that is coming up like during the holidays and there's a lot of excitement, energy around it, I'm not saying to not get into that relationship, but I'm saying to be very careful.
Okay.
So if you have a relationship starting over the next few months, be very careful. I don't see, let me ask you, I just got pulled, I know what I feel, but I'm going to ask you. Dee, when do you see a new relationship that is a positive relationship for Stella starting?
What do I feel? Your heart just started your step.
When do you think one is going to start for her?
Around the holidays.
That's what I was thinking too.
Later after Christmas, around that area.
After the first of the year, kind of. Yeah.
In between Christmas and New Year's.
Dee said she feels one starting around Christmas and the New Year's. That one does not, I don't know that one feels positive to me. It doesn't. There is one coming up. Maybe that is the positive. There's one coming up that you're going to have to dodge.
Okay.
So just know if you're going out with someone like around Thanksgiving or the beginning of December, you're going out with someone and there are some red flags, but you're like, Well, he has all of these other positive,
Mm-hmm.
pay attention to those red flags. You definitely are going to meet someone and go through that before you meet this positive relationship. So if you go through that at the beginning of December and then you meet someone at the end of December, yes, that's a positive relationship for you. But it's very clear this next relationship coming up for you. And I don't even know if I would call it a relationship, because you're not going to be in a relationship, because you're going to recognize those red flags right away.
Yeah, exactly.
Stella's going to be like on the second date being like, I thought I liked you and you had all these positive traits, but no. So just know that when you start, because I have recently been with I've been mentoring a couple of people and they were in relationships and they were very smart, intelligent ladies. They saw the red flags, but there were so many pros. They thought the pros were going to outweigh the cons.
Yeah.
And that's just not so.
Okay, I will absolutely watch out for that. That's so interesting because back then when I did get that reading, I guess what was the relevance of it?
It's hard to say because I don't remember the reading. I don't remember the cards and I don't remember what was said. So it's really hard for me to go back and reinterpret a reading.
No problem.
What I did see on here because I knew that you had some kind of information, what I did see in the cards was, okay, and that was probably why it didn't answer my question right away. Well, it didn't answer your question right away because it was answering my question. Because in my head, I was like, it sounds like Stella got a reading, but it didn't go the way we thought it was going to. Why is that? And that's when it showed me you leapfrogging and changing timelines.
Oh, that's interesting.
And that's when I was like, oh, you've been leapfrogging. You've been dizzy. You've been doing this. And you're like, yeah, I have. So sometimes we can change timelines by the things that we put in motion. And so that tells me you've been really working hard on your spirituality. And I think that's a very positive thing, because if you had met someone and then started leapfrogging through those timelines, you would have become a different person and y'all would not have meshed.
That makes a lot of sense. That's so interesting. Wow.
Yeah. So I guess that's why the cards weren't answering your question, because it was answering mine.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Of course. You have a good day.
You too.
Bye-bye. There we go. There we go. All right. So that's a very good question. When you're getting readings, you can change energy. And I have advised people, if they'll come to me for a psychic reading, they'll make an appointment, do a one-on-one, and they'll come to me for a psychic reading. And we'll talk about, can this energy be changed? A lot of times it can. People think, it's just mind-boggling when you think about you're constantly opening up new timelines and opening up just different ways of being on this planet. Sometimes I would like to open up faster than I do. What I think is funny, this was a funny time. Like, it was one of those moments where, I wasn't quite sure what was happening, and I even haven't had now, but it's coming to me, so I'm going to tell you all the story. But it's kind of a debrief that from today. I went to a doctor's appointment because the tumor on my liver is growing. The other tumors are stabilized, just the one on my liver has grown some. Not like huge, but it is on the move. So they don't want to take me off of my current regimen, which is a whole nother story, that they would have taken me off of it had I not made a move, and now I get to stay on it. Now, why is it important to stay on my current regimen? Because when you have stage 4 cancer, the cancer gets smart. So your regimen stops working because the cancer morphs. I had another tumor, or biopsy done on my tumor. And my tumor, the makeup of my cancer has changed. It used to be estrogen positive, PR positive, HER2 negative, and now it's positive, negative, negative. It has changed. And the estrogen, it used to be 95% receptive, now it's only 56% receptive. So which means that it used to be 95% of my cancer was fed by estrogen, now only 56% of it. Now, why is that important? Because they can, if your cancer is estrogen fed, they can target it by feeding it or cutting it off, right? Cutting off the estrogen. So I'm on a lot of medications that have completely shut down all estrogen production in my body to keep from feeding that cancer. So then the cancer gets smart because it wants to survive, right? So it starts morphing. It's like, hell, you're going to take out my feed supply. I'll just start feeding in a different way. Okay. So I went to the doctor, and the tumor had, stabilized a little bit on my liver. It had been growing, it stabilized. She doesn't really want to take me off of the current regimen because there's only so many regimens, and once you go through them, you're done. I mean, that's when you exit the planet. So she's like, why can't we just radiate? Why can't, I'm going to send you to radiation oncologist because we need to radiate. So we see if we can radiate that liver. 2 years ago, and their oncologists had it in the records, I went to them asking them to do exactly what they sent me to today. So it was one of those moments. I was sitting there in this doctor's office, and not only did I ask them, I said, okay, 2 years ago, I asked them to either radiate the tumor on my liver or to cut it out. And they said they couldn't do either one. Here we are 2 years later, and they're offering me both options. And I was sitting there with, I could feel timeline shifting. Like, what happened here? In 2 years, y'all have changed your mind. It was just completely unheard of and off the table when I asked them 2 years ago. So that's I could feel when I was sitting in the doctor's office, the timelines kind of shifting and energies opening up. So if you hold the course, you can, sometimes I didn't leapfrog them like Stella did. I would like to leapfrog to this moment, but, and I still don't know which one I'm going to do. They're both very dangerous, just so we're clear. Radiating a tumor on your liver is very dangerous. Also, doing surgery on your liver is very dangerous. So I still have some more doctors to meet with before I make that decision and information to gather. But it was just so ironic to me. It was the same doctor, same room, same everything. And all of a sudden, and so I looked at him, I was like, what changed from 2 years ago? I'm just so curious now. And he was saying, well, technologies have changed from 2 years ago. Okay. And now you can do surgery and you couldn't before. It was just all very odd to me. And I wasn't really questioning the doctor. I was questioning, it felt like I was changing timelines. Like I was in a reality where that was not possible. And now I've shifted to a reality where it is possible. Because even he was kind of confused. I was like, well, when I was here 2 years ago, you said you couldn't do it. And he was scrolling through my records, and he was like, well, technologies have changed. And he said something about the machine. He showed me the machine they were going to use. I said, has it? Because that's the same machine. That's the exact same radiation machine they used to radiate my breast. So that's the same technology. I'm very confused. And so I let it go at that point. But it was one of those moments where you're just sitting there and it felt like I was witnessing a shift in timelines. Because 2 years ago, that tumor was a lot smaller than it is now. So now we're dealing with something that is going to be bigger to deal with. Aw, thank you, Pink Rose. I take it. So I'll tell y'all this other quick story, and then I'll do a read because I know that's what y'all are here for. Thank y'all. Oh, you know what? I could feel it. I was about to take... I also have been going to the MD Anderson. Someone said about Mayo. I've been going to MD Anderson. Right. So I was teaching an intro to mediumship class, right? And so I talk about how you protect yourself, how you just in this environment, and there is a technique that a lot of mediums use. I do not use this technique. I will tell you both of the techniques. One I'm about to tell you, I do not use, and because it's the disco ball. I don't know if y'all have ever heard of someone protecting with a disco ball. And it's exactly what it is. You put yourself in a disco ball and you have like the mirrors on the outside, right? Why don't I protect with that? Aw, thank you. I don't protect with it because if someone throws something mean at you and you're protecting with a disco ball, it bounces off and goes back. There's enough negativity in this world. I don't need someone throwing me something mean at me and it just going right back at them. So I protect with love, right? And yes, you can send me love. Yes, you can. I will allow that to come in. I will allow positivity to come in. So that is something that I have an intention I set, is that if anyone is sending me love and light, I will accept it. If someone's trying to read me, no thank you, you may not. And I have had like someone, I had just now how this works, I had just reinforced my protection one morning, and someone who knows me well, who had been sending me healing frequently, and I knew it. I had just, so we must have clashed. She must have been sending me the healing just as I was reinforcing it, and I had not put the intention with it, because she's calling me. She's like, Christy, do you not want me healing you? I was like, of course I want you healing me. Well, I just tried to get in and you blocked me. Because we must have just hit just so, because I was, usually I put down the block and then I set the intention, okay, block all, but let love and light in. But now if someone's just trying to read me, no. And it's very funny because I will have people say, well, I read you and I got this. I was like, that is so not me. So, when you are learning mediumship, you have to learn to read understand when you're not reading people. I know a lot of people are like, I can read anyone. I can get through anyone's protection. No. You need to learn to, understand other people's boundaries when it comes to energy. But anyway, so the class had, I said, well, let me show you the disco ball. What I will use the disco ball for is I will put it up energy. So I had put the disco ball up, and they did, who served me energy, and they did find someone. They said, oh, and they knew exactly who they were talking about. They described someone perfectly throwing negative energy my way, and it's the same person who I've been talking about was being mean and vindictive and all the things, so I was not surprised. But I said, now what I want y'all to do is take a step back and look at all the bright light coming my way. And everyone's eyes got big. I said, right. That is all the people sending me love and light. So we tend to focus on it bothered me much more that person was still sending me vindictive thoughts, even though I knew that was happening. Just have it confirmed. But then to see all the love and light coming your way, it is a beautiful thing. And if we can just, as a collective, raise that vibration, it'll be so much better. All right, so let's do some more card reads. Let's do it. Aw, thank you, Miss Sarah. Aw, thank you, Jess. Y'all are so sweet. All right, let's do some. Okay, Miss Danny, let's do a card read for you. And then we'll do some spirit led. We'll get on to spirit. Hi, Danny.
Hey.
Do you want a general read or do you want a question answered?
General.
All right, here we go. Oh, right there, it said stop. All right. Okay, there is a lot of hard work going on around you, Danny. I'm seeing that you have been working hard to stabilize just really all aspects of your family where it comes to emotionality, wealth. I'm sorry, a hospital line keeps calling me and they've come in like, and that you have really set the great foundation in your family and in your financial security for long-term success if you keep following that path. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, we're making different decisions.
Yes. And if you continue make on the same path that you're on and the same kind of discipline, it's going to be golden for you. It's just going to have a lot of rewards in that area. I'm also seeing that this is something you've been struggling with, but you have an awareness around it and you've been trying to do better, which I'm very impressed with, is to show yourself more nurturance that you have. You used to give and give and give, and you just really came to awareness that you needed to start taking care of yourself. Like you really started hearing, I cannot pour from an empty cup. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah.
Now I'm hearing that the Knight of Cups is next. The Knight of Cups is really about heading in a new direction when it comes to relationships. Now this feels like a romantic. You're married?
Yes.
Yes. I was asking the King of Cups. I mean the Knight of Cups. It's like, what is this in relation to? I'm seeing that it's time to start pouring into, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with your marriage at all. So everyone out there, I'm not saying that at all. But there are times in our marriage where, like even me, I've been married for a long, long time, 39 years. And there are times I'll be like, I think I've been taking my husband for granted too much. I need to do something. You know, those kinds of days.
Yeah.
And so I'm hearing that to start just pouring more creativity and more time and energy into that relationship. Now, the next card I have, and Dee, I want you to tap into this because I have a timeline on it, and I'm going to check my timeline. It's a Tower card. Are you familiar with the cards, Danny?
Some of them. It's been a while since I pulled them out.
Yeah, the Tower card is a card where it's like the rug is pulled out from under you. Like things start falling around. Now, I think it's funny that it came right after we were talking about the relationship with your husband. So something in that, like in y'all's family unit, is going to have a Tower card moment. It's not with your husband, because the card right after that is this. He is fine. Do not kill him, Danny. The man is fine. But it's going to be a Tower card moment within your family where it's going to kind of give you a jolt. But this is a card, and it's like, nope, you and your husband just, partner up and proceed as one. Make sure you're working together as a partner. When I asked about, and I'm just more confirmation, there's going to be some difficult decisions that you're going to have to make around that. And is there someone in his family that y'all don't get along with real well?
In our family, his mother.
Yeah. And I don't know if you heard me. I did say in his family. Did you hear me say that?
Yeah.
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 Because as I was reading these cards, it's like, what is this about? So I could just feel that there was someone who was going to try to throw something y'all's way to cause y'all's problems, to cause upheaval in your relationship. I'm not seeing them trying to have y'all divorce or anything, but I'm just seeing throwing problems your way. And that's when I said, this is not about your husband. I think it's his family, but it's not about him. And for y'all to partner up and make sure that y'all are, and I was like, difficult decisions. That's because when I saw that, it was weighing very heavy. And the next card after it is the Eight of Cups, which is really about disappointment and abandonment. And I feel like that you're going to have to make some decisions in that arena that you don't want to. But you're going to have to save your sanity.
Yeah, we see her and spend time with her because we have a kid. But we just kind of try to just have a relationship with her, but she's more stressful than.
Yeah.
The Tower card I thought maybe was related to his job because he went and had a meeting today and he's wanting to go back to his old job at the company. And that was going to change him from day shift to night shift. So then we're only seeing him like on the weekends. So that's going to be a shift in our family of him being here during the day. That he said he'd be sleeping during the day, gone at night. We'd see him mostly on the weekends. So I didn't know if that was related to that or maybe it's just his mom.
It's just his mom. Even that you've told me that, I'm still not feeling that. I feel like, yes, it's a change for your family, but that's not really a Tower card moment. It's something that you don't want to see happen. It's something that you're like, this is a pain in the butt. But it's not something that's negative and mean and,
She's been worse. Years ago, she was worse, but we keep our distance with her. We have social, we see her, and then we leave. But it's never like nothing that's really stresses out too much. We know we keep her in her own space away from us.
It'll be interesting to see, if something changes in that arena because
But there's no telling.
yeah, right after that tower card, I didn't, there's not one there's nothing in this reading that is leaning towards a job. And even after you told me, I'm not even feeling it. Like psychically, I was like, yeah, no. I mean, it's just one of those things where you are dealing with it as a family, but this is something that is really going to kind of like, you're like, oh Lord, here we go again. That's what I hear you saying.
Yeah, I have a trip coming up, and I want to know, is it going to be a smooth, is it going to be a good trip? I leave this week.
I feel it being a little bumpy. I think you're going to be okay, but I feel you being.
It's somewhere I've never been and something I've never done, and I'm nervous and excited, but
I think it's going to be okay, but I do see a couple of bumps in the road, but you're glad you did it in the end.
okay. All right.
All right. Thank you, Miss Danny.
All right. Thank you.
Bye. All right. So we're going to do spirit led. And it's funny, before I went live today, I was in there meditating and this name kept dropping in and I'd forgotten about it because, of course, after meditation, I'm taking dogs out, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm getting technology set up. And so as I was like, okay, let's go live or let's do some spirit led, I was once again hearing this name. And it's a lady, and around her, I'm hearing the name Georgine, George Ann, Georgette, something about a George name around this lady. She's also letting me know she liked to do things with her hands like crochet. She's showing me crocheting, but I just have an awareness that she would also do other things besides crochet. She's also letting me know that she liked her Price is Right. I thought it was going to be game shows, which she did like game shows in general, but she's specifically showing me Price is Right. I'm hearing Bob Barker. Y'all remember him back in the day? She was a widow. So she was by herself for a while. She is showing me that out in front of her house was some flowers that she really took care of. She made sure that they were, she's out there watering them. She shows me out in the front of her house watering her flowers, not with no sprinkler system. No, no, no. She has the hose going. And so she's being very specific, and I don't know why, if this is an awareness that someone has, because she's not just showing me a water hose, like with the water coming out of it. It has a spray head on it, and it's a very spread out. It's not like hard or anything. It's like one of the rain heads. It's like I'm having a feeling she was very particular about how she watered her plants. Okay, so let's see here. We have a lady, and around her I'm hearing this George name, like Georgianne, Georgette, Georgine. She liked to crochet and do things with her hands. She lived by herself towards the end of her life. She really liked The Price is Right. She liked all game shows, but she's mentioning Bob Barker. She really liked to hang out with him, and I believe he was The Price is Right. She's showing me that out in the front of her house were some flowers right in the front, and she's watering them. Now, as she's showing me the flowers, I am seeing the house behind the flowers, and it looks like a white wood house, like not a brick house. Looks like a white wood house. She is showing me outside. She is still, like, she's wearing long pants. I do know it's warm outside. She's wearing long pants. Did someone claimed her? I was just rattling on. I was not even paying attention to the chat. So, people, I'm just sitting here like rattling, and Dee's trying to get my attention. I was like, yeah, what? And she's like, Bippy. It's like, oh, yeah. Somebody's supposed to claim the spirit. I'm just having a conversation with the spirit. Don't mind me. Oh, it looks like we're with Bippy.
That's why I'm here, sweetheart.
Dee said that's why I'm here, to keep me on track. She's like, I was like, oh yeah, someone's supposed to be claiming the spirit. I was having a chit chat with Grandma.
Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you doing? So now, this is your grandma.
So yes, everything fits except my grandma Dollar was Pentecostal and she only wore dresses, but the only show she watched was The Price is Right. But the wood house, my grandpa built and it burned in the early 2000s. And then they had they moved a mobile home and they also had flowers around it, but she had like a botanical garden in her front yard. And so she came through really heavily when you read my dad on a private reading. And so that's
Okay.
kind of what I connected.
Okay. So what is this George or Georgette name around her?
You know, she had a large family. And so I'm not sure if someone in her family on that side was named George or Georgette, but we always joke. That's kind of our nickname for just like our family is like, oh, George, stop doing, it's just kind of a nickname. But
Okay, very good, very good. So now that fits. Could you see I was about to say, I'm not sure here. But when you said that, that's it. Because the first thing I heard I was hearing this name of George, Georgette, something like that, I was hearing Bob. Now, why was I hearing Bob? Because my husband does that. Anything, if he can't remember a name or anything, that's Bob. That's Bob.
yeah,
So
what we
that
do.
is y'all's George, right?
Yep, that's
Every-
exactly right.
Yes, very good. Okay, because when I first started hearing that name, I thought it was going to be a Bob, and then no, they switched to George, and I was like, that was weird. So that was wise because the George is not about a name; it's just like y'all call everything George, so that makes sense. Very good. Okay, now, okay, very good. She's referencing your son.
Yes.
Instantly, man, this lady's down to business. So that you would have known her to be like that. I don't know she was like that. I was like, is she like that just because we're on a live and we're on a live. We don't have time to chit chat. I mean, you get down to business spirits and they know that. But she was like that in real life. She was just down to business.
Yes, she was.
And she's saying, get that boy a lawyer. Have you gotten him a lawyer yet?
Well, I was actually going to book a private reading with you today. For tomorrow, because we're kind of stuck. The whistleblower that reached out to us, she's not returning back my text or anything. And I don't know if she's upset because we're not going with the lawyer she suggested but we only have one other option that's reached out to us, and he's in the next town over from us. So I'm just kind of stuck and I don't know what to do.
Okay, very good. Okay, so so now for everyone watching, so I had no idea, and this grandmother instantly was talking about a lawyer, get a son, get her son needs a lawyer, and baby was about to book a reading with me, and I don't have any openings for tomorrow, do I?
Well, it was the 15-minute question one. It was the only one that you did have openings for. Yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, I forget about those because sometimes you can squeeze those in. The only reason I know that's because someone was complaining because they couldn't get on my calendar until well into November. But I forget sometimes you can squeeze those 15-minute appointments in here and there. Okay. Okay, so let me just sit with your grandmother for a moment. Do you go with the lawyer of the whistleblower? I am still feeling such a, I don't have any 30-minute readings for tonight. I'm booked for today.
Lock the door.
Oh, for tomorrow. That is so weird. I would have had someone, I'm sorry, baby. Someone must be looking at my calendar. I must have had someone move an appointment because I was fully booked earlier today. Okay. I'm still feeling no. Do not go with her lawyer. Don't go with the whistleblower's lawyer. Let's see.
Should we go with Jimmy?
There's
Yeah.
a key at the door.
What were you feeling, Dee? Yeah. Yeah, the second one, she said. Yeah, go with Jimmy.
Okay. And our overall goal is to bring awareness to make sure this doesn't happen to any other kids ever, anywhere. And so I want a lawyer that will really advocate for these children. And it's really heartbreaking that it happened to my son, but I also don't want it to happen to anybody else's child.
Absolutely not. And that I truly know, baby, that's where your heart is with this. But also, he's going to have some, I'm assuming, some reconstructive surgeries or at least some kind of dental work later on. So you want to make sure that he has some compensation for that.
Okay.
And it's very scary to me that you go to these doctors and they're well spoken of, they have all these credentials, and then they do something that is so detrimental to your child.
Well, when you were talking about how earlier you were sharing your story and about how they offered you a treatment that was available 2 years ago, I really resonated with that because I've been, for a while now, I haven't been happy with the treatment we've been getting across the board from this hospital. And so it's just very frustrating because you put all your trust and, your whole world in someone else's hands. And it's like, well, who can you trust,
Right. I know. It's very difficult. I mean, I was just thinking, so today, by the end of this week, in the last month, I saw 3 doctors at MD Anderson. I saw my oncologist. I will have seen 3 radiation oncologists, 2 surgeons.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, he said trust no one. And that is why, because I just go out there, like I gather all the information, and it's so hard. It's overwhelming. Like even today, they say words and you're like, this is not my realm. I have a master's degree. It's not like I'm a stupid person.
Yeah. I have a master's too. And I do feel so dumb.
Right.
That I've been essentially blindsided by medical professionals. So
yes,
I feel dumb. I do feel dumb.
Yes, I feel that. I mean, I have been like that where you're like, okay, I'm not a dumb person, but can you tell me in English what you just said? Because it doesn't make sense. And then they have a way of kind of making it sound good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was just wondering if there's why the whistleblower stopped reaching out. I mean, stopped replying, or.
I feel 2 emotions. I feel anger and scared. I feel angry and scared. What do you feel, Dee? I see her looking up. I know Dee's look whenever you feel what?
Very anxious.
So she's, Dee said that she's felt very anxious, and that makes sense. I feel angry and scared. And Dee was like,
at the situation, or is there something is it?
Okay, so now let me take a step back, and I am the whistleblower, and I'm looking at Hippie. Am I angry at her? I don't feel like she's angry at you. I feel like she is frustrated, and I just feel like doing my hands like this, like, oh, my goodness. Yeah.
Oh, so she's just done with the situation.
She has been having, yes.
Is she gonna? I mean, I know I'm talking too much, and I know this is just a live reading, but is she going to help us with the case, or is she just, not ever going to reach out again?
I said if she has to, and she has to help you. So maybe once your lawyer starts pressuring her, she will help you.
It's just so odd because she was,
but I'm hearing can of worms. Like she opened up a can of worms and she doesn't know what to do about it now. She's feeling very overwhelmed. Dee got anxious, which makes sense because she's feeling anxious. I'm feeling like angry and scared, which could, anxious could be the same thing. All right. Thank you, dear.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. Let me see here. So that was, I want to thank Bippy for choosing that spirit. Let me, okay, so I have a gentleman stepping up here. And hold on, what was that he was telling me? I'm hearing this CL name like Claude around him. He doesn't feel like a Claude. And I know names have certain energies to them. Oh, that could be Chelsea. I don't know how you pronounce that. Cloyed. That has that kind of energy. No, not Clark. Okay, so let me see if I can, describe this gentleman. He feels very, yes, he always comes to you, does he? I don't even know who this gentleman is. He must like me. Okay, so let me describe him so we can make sure we have who, someone said Carl Lloyd, Claude, Carl Lloyd. Okay, so this gentleman is stepping up, and he was kind of a thin guy. He's kind of flirty, sort of been flirty with the ladies. He's letting me know he was a smoker. He liked to hang out at the bar. I mean, he was very sociable. He liked to like go places. He's also showing me, I was trying to decide if he was playing pool or if he was just in a bar with a pool table. So he is in a bar, but it's one of those bars that has a pool table and a dartboard, and I hear him talking to people. So it's a bar that he frequented because he knows people and they know him. Okay, so it was like, yeah, a Cheers type thing. He's also, okay, he was a smoker. Okay, and he kind of had a big nose. Like, I can't even really see his face. I just know, he's letting me know he had a bigger nose. So I'm not judging this gentleman. Big nose.
Chelsea's still saying yes.
Okay, let me give, Crystal says Claude. Okay, so we have a couple of people here who are kind of resonating with him. So I'm going to, it might be Chelsea here because it's also resonating with her. So I'm going to recap the information, have him give me one more piece, and then please repeat if he belongs to you. But only after I give you the next piece. I'm hearing this name Claude around him. He is kind of a flirty guy. He liked to flirt with the ladies. There was a bar he frequented all the time, and in this bar were pool tables and dartboards, and he stayed there a lot. He was a smoker. Also, he's letting me know that he had a big nose. He is also showing me there were some family guns. I'm not feeling that he was particularly a shooter. Like, we will go as a family, we belong to a gun club, and we will go and actually shoot. He's not really showing me doing that. I feel like they were just kind of guns that were in his house that were kind of family guns. All right. Now, who does this fit? Did we lose everyone with the family guns? If this gentleman belongs to you, please put a yes in the comments. All right, Chelsea.
Hey.
Hi. So
Hey.
now, did I say his name correctly? Claude?
It's Cloyd.
Cloyd.
Yes.
You can tell I was struggling with it, right?
Yes, I did see that.
I was
But
like,
everybody called him Claude because they didn't know how to pronounce it.
agreed. I agree with that.
Yes.
Because I was like, all I could come up with was Claude, but he was I had to feel like I could feel that the spirit was telling me that wasn't quite right, but I was like, I don't know.
Yes.
Cloyd and not Claude.
Yes. Yes.
Get it right. So now this gentleman also had a big nose, poor guy.
He did. Oh, he did.
Yes.
And
yes.
it passed it down to my husband.
Oh my goodness. He's laughing that it looks better on your husband than it did on him.
You're right.
You're like, yeah, we'll agree with that. And so now the family guns, he collected firearms.
Yeah, and my husband has
Those,
he has the gun collection.
Very good.
Yeah.
All right. So this gentleman is laughing because I just wanted to make sure that that's who we had, because there was a couple of people saying, no, my great-grandfather was Claude and all that. And so he's stepping up, teasing me that I made him talk about his big nose to differentiate himself. He's like, Chelsea had already claimed me before I came up with the big nose. I was like, I know, but we had to make sure we had the right person, dude. So now, Chelsea, he is saying, y'all, he's showing me y'all planning a family trip before the end of the year.
We were. We were. And last time he came through to you, he also talked about this trip that we're trying to plan
Really?
to Disney World. And he said, take the trip. And I was
Yes.
trying to tell my husband, take the trip. But, you know,
So your husband's not agreeing?
um,
It's expensive. I know. I get it.
it's the finances. Yeah.
I get it.
He wants to go, but it's just, yeah.
No, I get it because we're looking at going the end of next year, and everyone's already, already trying to save for that. It's such a huge expense.
Yes. Yes. So we're thinking about pushing it back to like Mardi Gras.
Oh, going to Disney World at Mardi Gras time.
Yes, instead of this year. Yeah.
Yeah. He says, I asked him, I said, was that okay? He said, potato. At least you're going. Yes, at least you're going. Also, he's telling me your husband's work has been like really crazy.
100%.
And it's not time. I'm not saying your husband was thinking about leaving his job, but it's certainly, he needs to write it out. Like if those are any thoughts that he's had, his dad is saying, write it out. It's going to get better. Write it out.
Wow. I think he needs to hear that.
So had he been thinking about leaving his job?
Yeah, it's very, very stressful for him. Yes.
And I felt that because when he said, talking about your husband's job, I then switched from spirit and hit it psychically. And I was like, oh, dang. And I thought he was going to say, tell him to leave. But he's saying, nope, write it out. And I'm hearing write it out for the next 6 months. Now, in 6 months, will it come back and say, okay, now it's time to leave? That could be that could be a possibility. But for whatever, right now, I'm hearing that he needs to write it out for a little while.
Right. That's what I feel too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, very good. So use your intuition, girl.
Yes.
You have 3 babies.
2 on earth, 1 in heaven. Yes, 3 total. Mm-hmm.
Yes, okay, very good. You must know me because if you had said 2, I'd been like, oh, you had a miscarriage or an abortion.
Yeah.
Because
You would have. Yeah.
yes, I would have if you had said, nope, I only have 2. I was like, that's not so. Don't you love that when the medium is like telling you how many babies you have?
Exactly. Yes.
Your grandfather is also, or your father-in-law is also telling me y'all have a dog currently on Earth living, right?
2. Yes.
Okay, he was only referencing one that he messes with.
It must.
One of your dogs is very excitable, and it's the dog that gets the zoomies.
Oh, yeah, that's Hazel. Yes.
That's the one he messes with, and sometimes he is the cause of those zoomies.
Oh my gosh, she knocked down while I was live on TikTok the other night. She had knocked down everything off of my table, broke glass, shattered glass, and then started eating the glass. And I was like, what is wrong with you? It was like I couldn't figure out what in the world she was doing.
Okay, so now you go live you have a jewelry business?
Yes.
Okay, so now if anyone, what kind of jewelry is it?
So it is surprise jewelry reveals. It's a lot of fun. But we have all sorts of different types of jewelry.
Okay, so if y'all feel so inclined, go give Chelsea a follow.
Oh, thank you.
Of course. Also, real quick, so let's recap because then we kind of been all over the place. He is saying to, yes, make sure that y'all get that trip taken, whether it's whether it's around Christmas time or the beginning of the year. He's just says, make sure you take it. I'm actually feeling that I was trying to make him say Christmas because I love Disney decorated for Christmas, but he's actually making me feel more of the February, March timeframe, which would be Mardi Gras. Also, he is saying that your husband does need to write it out. I don't think that this job is going to be the end all be all for your husband, but I'm feeling for the next 6 months, he needs to write it out. And he was referencing your babies and referencing that he's around them a lot. And also he was referencing the baby that he has with him in heaven. Did you know what the baby was that you miscarried?
Yes, it was a baby girl. She was an identical twin to my youngest daughter. Yeah.
So just know that that baby is around her sister all the time.
We really feel that.
Yeah. So if her sister starts talking to someone or talks about having an invisible friend or talks about this little girl visiting her, it is her sister.
Oh yes, look, she calls her by name and everything. It's really
okay.
amazing.
Very good. Very good.
It's
So
amazing.
and then he did also mention that he was kind of taking responsibility for your dog getting the zoomies.
That makes total sense. I'm like, what is wrong with this dog? I mean,
the spirits came after him. All right. Thank you, Miss Chelsea.
Thank you so much, Christy.
Have a good day.
You too. Bye-bye.
All right. That was fun. All right. I want to thank everyone who is liking and sharing my live. Tomorrow, Dee and I will be live on YouTube, and we will be discussing really the end of the life cycle, paperwork towards the end of the life, feelings you go through, all kinds of things to do with end of life. All right. I want to thank y'all, and have a good evening.